Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm a little of moments late. I hope you're all doing all right. Hello. Thank you for being here. How are you all doing? Drop us a little note. Say hello in the chat. Say where you're tuning in from. Would love to know. Hope you're all doing well. We are going back to the usual format today, which is it's what we like. We like our usual format. Let me just check to see we're all coming through okay. We are good. Hello guys, sorry, I've had a few technical issues, and as well as that, I've been dealing with the traffic on the M1 motorway again. You know, people love talking about the traffic on the M1. And today I don't want to talk about it too much, but what we will do is we will see a little bit in this live what the plan is to make it better, because God knows we all need a bit of that. Right, hello, hi Ronnie, hello Enchanted Vids, hello Cranky Collector, Errol, Hussein, North London, Lisa Bourne tuning in from Leeds, Dan from Wordsley, Ollie, Southwest London, and Henry from Kent. Hello, how are we all doing? I hope we're doing all right. The weather's a bit weird at the moment, isn't it? We've got kind of like it's like April showers at the moment, right? But we're in the middle of summer, I guess. Still, kind of. I don't know if it feels like summer still for most of you. I mean, it certainly does for those of us who have children, because school holidays. Anyway, what I thought we could do today, we'll drop in on the site. We'll see what's going on over there. What we'll also do is we'll play some of our favourite games. We'll play Rape Drop Showdown and see which rides are going to come out on top. So get ready in the chat to delegate your victor. And we're also going to play a little bit of Thusi Thesaurus as well, because who doesn't love a bit of that? Absolutely fantastic. All right. Love it. Okay. All right. So we just got, just want to quickly shout out to Mark, who says, hi, hello. Ollie J, have you seen the registered, that they've registered a trademark for the hotel? Yes. Yes. The Grand Hotel. Very much like the hotel that they have in Beijing, in fact. And we might actually, remind me, we'll touch in on that later. We see it's lagging for you too. Okay, yeah, we technical issues. It must be the rain. I think it's got to be that. Let's see if. Okay, right. Okay, I think we're on the go. Let me know, right, in the chat if it all starts getting a little bit funny and the technical problems become a little bit too much. All right, but thank you so much. All right. Okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we are going to have a little bit of a look at what's been going on the site. So we know that there's been an increased bit of activity going on the site of late, and that's obviously very exciting news for all of us. So I think what we could do is we could do a bit of a site spotlight. Let's have a look. Here we are. It's time for another site spotlight. So what I've got is we're going a little bit sort of, wow, what we got two of me here. That's very interesting. That's a bit better, isn't it? You don't need too many of me. All right. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to jump across to some footage that we've captured of the site over the last couple of days. So Mark says that YouTube are having problems and technical issues. So I'm glad it's their end of the internet, not the Bedford end. That's a great relief. So let's just have a little bit of a look. Let's fly the drone up. So what we've got here, and some of you might have seen some of these pictures before. I know Project Universal's had his drone up as well. But there's been a lot of stuff going on, and we believe that a lot of this activity, including these excavators, has been around digging trial pits. Now, trial pits are basically them checking their work. They've done a lot of excavations before. They've obviously been kind of sinking those cones in. Now, this, what we've got here is, it looks like, and apologies if this is kind of coming through a little choppy. They've been digging deep holes and they've been measuring kind of what's going on using very sophisticated technology. But nothing beats actually digging a big hole. So what they're doing is they are digging some nice big holes with those excavators and checking out what happens when they do. Now, if you didn't know, now Ronnie's asking, is this the core zone? This is the core zone. We're flying over the core zone right now. So this could be, we're just flying over towards those white vans. Can you see those white vans over there? Those white vans are actually where we'll see some of that kind of, that gateway zone merge into the core zone. You can see actually just that hedgerow just behind those vans. That is actually where we've got the East-West Rail, or the Marston Vale line as it exists at the moment. Now, right here is a drilling rig. So this is the other sort of work that they've been doing on the site of late. They've been digging the holes with the excavators, but they've also been having these drilling rigs out as well, which are all about getting right down into the earth and seeing what's what with it. Now, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, and I do intend on actually getting an expert on these matters on one of our Universally Bedford lives, because I think it would be great to actually know what they are doing. And Chanty Vids, you're right. And Chanty Landing Vids is saying it's to test land for stability, and it's absolutely that. We've seen the concept art, we know what they're planning. But what we don't know, and what they don't know, is what sort of foundations are going to be required to, you know, sustainably support some of these, well, buildings. We've got retail. We've also got some pretty enormous roller coasters as well. So you can see here that we've got some people kind of working away. They're obviously digging there and drilling down into the ground. We're not going to get any closer. Very aware when we are flying the drone, particularly around people who are doing some work on the site. We don't want to get too close. We don't want to disrupt what they're doing. Now, what we're doing here is we're just flying out now over the core zone. Okay. Hello, Errol. What we're doing, flying over the core zone. So this here, where we are right now, this will be the theme park. Okay, over to the right is where we're probably going to see that lagoon. Just sort of, if I pause it just here, right over here. If you kind of look over here on the furthest right part of the picture, that's likely to be where the lagoon is. And actually, where we are right now is going to be kind of Hill Valley, right? That's going to be that Back to the Future area that we did see in the concept art. Now, please do let me know if anything cuts out. Ollie's saying it's getting a bit choppy. Errol's saying the screen's gone black. Oh, right. So it does seem like we do have some YouTube issues as well, which we're contending with. So it's both a blessing that it's not on my end, but it's a bit of a curse that I've got nothing to do. Project Universal is absolutely correct. Lawrence lives in a sleepy little village, and the internet speed is determined by the speed the hamsters are running on the wheel. You're absolutely right. Do you know what? I paid for the good stuff. I paid for the good internet. And to be fair, it's pretty much, it's pretty reliable. It's pretty reliable. But that being said, sometimes it has its moments. Let's see if we can fire up a different one here. So now where we are is we're just on right at the furthest extreme of the core zone. This is Manor Road that you can see right here, just on the other side of the trees. And then we have the lake zone over here. This concrete slab, the slab, right, is going to be ultimately what we believe to be the construction village, but it will evolve then into what they're kind of loosely calling their utilities area. So expect lots of kind of maintenance staff, all of that business there. Right. If we just have a look, basically they're doing a bit more drilling here. Okay. So this is in essence what's been going on. Right. Okay. Enchanting Red's got a question. What's happening in regards to the people who live at those homes? They weren't asked about moves. I know there's problems. So there are some people who still live on Manor Road. We're not going to delve into the what's going on with that because obviously it's a sensitive subject. It's their home. I think a lot of them still want to stay in their homes, and that's for them to work out with Universal, I guess. So ultimately, it's a bit of a tricky one, and I hope you excuse me kind of not wanting to speculate too much on that because it is a bit of a delicate one, understandably, for those people. Right, what I did think we could do is have a quick look, actually, because there are some. I don't know who here. Let me know in the chat if you've had a dig into any of the planning documents. Have you had a little bit of a look? Have you scoured it for anything exciting? Let me know in the chat. I really I would like to know. Right, I'm just going to quickly jump into here some of these planning documents. So we just bounce that up onto the screen here. So what we've got here, the internet certainly is a little bit laggy, so apologies. Here we have the universal site. So we have the dotted grey here are the proposed new roads that they want to open up. And we have these asterisks here which denote access to the site. So we have these green ones, and these are basically site access points, which are from the existing road network. And then we have these dotted lines. These dotted lines are constituting the new roads. So the very interesting one to I think a lot of people in the local area is this one here, which is the slip road. Okay, so we do actually have a lot of variations of the slip road and the proposals, and I think what we'll probably see over the next 3 to 6 months is those final plans being proposed. Now obviously Universal have got a preference, a preferred option which they are putting out there, but we will have to wait and see when that gets rubber stamped. One thing that has happened over the last week, though, is that the land registry has indicated that there is a sale pending now on this bit of land. Now, this is a bit of land that Universal did have an option on. So if they were going to go ahead with the project, they were going to need this bit of land. Now they are, it seems, proceeding with the purchase of that land, which is an excellent sign for those of us who are looking for any sort of clue that this is all going ahead. Right now, we have these red asterisks. These are kind of access from existing road network onto the new roads. But these orange asterisks, if I just zoom out a little bit here, those are access to the park or the resort or the Universal land, right, from these new roads. So we do have a couple of proposed reconfigured Manor Road. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 down here, which is on the new road that they plan to construct that borders. Now, this is the theme park area right here. The borders along there, and then over here we have a proposed crossing of the East-West Rail to join up there with the A421. And up here we've got a load more all around the lake zone, which again, this would be a new road as well. Here we have Manor Road, and this hatched area is basically a placeholder because we don't know yet what East West Rail are going to do with that level crossing. East West Rail did submit a proposal about what they want to do with the railway, and they intentionally didn't account for Universal because they said we don't know anything about it, but everybody else does. So it's a bit of a weird one, but Universal basically they've put a placeholder there, and if we scoot down here, you see we've got this white area which is within the red boundary of the Universal plot. Now, this white area as well is earmarked for a dedicated Universal station on East West Rail. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Right. Well, look, I think that's a pretty sound kind of site update. What I would love to know, and in fact, I'm going to start a little poll here in the chat because why not? When will we see the project green lit? Let me know in the chat. We've got options of September 25. We have October 25. And we have sometime, we got maybe November, December 25 or later. Okay, actually, I'm going to put later as a separate option. Here we go. All right, later. All right. Here we go. The poll's kicking off now. Hopefully, YouTube will behave. All right. So there we go. I'm going to see what you guys think. Mitch, good evening to you. Ronnie says September. Chancy of Bids thinks the 23rd of September. Why the 23rd of September? Have you got some vibes? You let me know why you think it's going to be the 23rd. State of the economy. Think it might come sooner rather than later. Cranky Collector says earlier than the 25th of September, maybe the 18th. Very interesting. Theme Park Pierce, late September, early October. Mark, it's going to be between September and October. And that's the bet that you've got. I like that. I like that. I'm pretty on board with it. If I were to have my say, I think I'm erring towards September. I think it might be mid to late. I think there's a risk of doing it too quickly after the consultation or reflection period has ended to make it look like it was a done deal from the start. But then at the same time, there's going to be an awful lot of pressure on the government from Universal to say, please make a decision so we can kick off. We can make stuff start happening, because I think that's what people want to see. They want to see things starting to move. At the moment, it looks like we're kind of level pegging at the moment, equal between September and October. Very, very interesting. David J. Lloyd with a bet is in October, so I predict just before then. I think that's a very good call, David. It might be a nice kind of a good news story just to kind of to have there and to kind of reference back to during a budget which may not include all good news. But I'm loving this. When will we have a name though, David J. Lloyd? That's a really good question. Will it be Universal Studios UK, Universal Studios GB, Universal Studios London, or Universal Studios Bedford. Don't know. That might be our next poll. Let's do that. Let's do that. I think that could be absolutely fantastic. Do you know what? I think it's time, while we do that, for a little bit of a game. So let's kick that one off with a bit of Thuzy Thesaurus. Hello. Welcome back to Thuzy Thesaurus. We love a bit of that. Do you know what? Just jumping off the back of that question we were asking, what's it going to be called? I think that's going to be something we're going to have to ask in about 5 minutes time. So wait for that so that you can have yourself a say. All right, we have our very first go round. This is the easy round. Remember, this is the easy round for Thuzy Thesaurus. We have 3 goes: easy, medium, difficult. Now in this game, if you're not familiar, what we do here is I give you a term, you drop in the chat what the definition is. It's a theme park term. All right, are you ready? Here we go. The first one: define show building. What is a show building? Let me know in the chat. Tell me what a show building is in the chat. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. I'm sure you do. You can. I have full faith in you all. But only one person could get in there first, so make sure that you are in there. Just while we do, just want to go back. We do have no winner. We got no winner as to when we think this project's going to be greenlit. September 25, October 25. Both neck and neck with 44% of the vote. Okay, here we go. We got some guesses coming in. Ronnie Dodge, a building that houses a ride inside. Okay, Charlie, a building that contains an attraction within a theme park. Great. Lisa Bourne, a building that has an indoor ride. Ollie J, a theme building with a ride inside. Mitch Crease, a warehouse that contains a ride. Enchantia Vids, building that demonstrates new upcoming attractions. We see a building with previews inside it. Mitch Creek's a warehouse that contains a ride, not necessarily the facade. And One Shot Motorsport saying dark ride. Okay. You got 10 seconds left to get your guesses in. Dave J. Lloyd, where the pre-show occurs. Let's see. Okay, it's closing. Right, the answer is the building which contains the ride. Okay, not always does it contain all of the ride, but it will contain some of the ride. It often looks like those old hangars that they used to shoot movies in, like a soundstage. That's what it often looks like. So, if your guess was a building that contains a ride or contains an attraction, I'm going to give a shout out in particular to Ronnie, to Charlie, to Lisa, to Ollie, and to Mitch. I think absolutely you all get a point. And I'm actually working on something. I'm working on something in the back end right now, which will allow us to kind of elevate these games. So effectively what we'll have is we'll have a leaderboard that will run throughout, not just each live, but for all lives as well. We'll have 2 leaderboards. We'll have one leaderboard for this live, and we'll have another leaderboard which has basically, it's like a lifetime leaderboard. And if you get stuff right, if you get the answers right, you're going to get points. And your points are going to then register you on the leaderboard. You'll be able to get some bonus points as well. But it's going to be great fun. It's a work in progress, just testing it at the moment. But the concept is looking pretty good. Anyway, fantastic. Thank you so much for playing. I think, are we kind of a bit warmed up, bit kind of lubricated? Let's go for it. Let's do a little bit more. That's my favorite. I love that one, honestly. Do you know what? I made that little intro and I showed it to my son and we watched it on loop over and over again because I don't know, man, it's high energy. All right, so this is Rope Drop Showdown, the chance for you to determine which ride comes out on top. I will present to you 2 Universal attractions and you get to choose which one you are rope dropping. Which one of those 2, which one are you beelining for as soon as the park opens? Are you ready to play? I think so. Let's kick off with number 1. We have the Incredible Hulk Coaster versus RIP Rip Ride Rocket, just torn down. Being torn down probably as we speak. Both Universal Florida attractions, one at Islands of Adventure, one of them at Universal Studios in Orlando. Which one is going to get your vote? Is it the Incredible Hulk or is it Rip Ride Rocket? You let me know which one's winning. I don't know. This one feels like it's a foregone conclusion. But who am I to say? The Cranky Collector's shouting out. Hulk Coaster at night. Woo! Theme Park Pierce with the RIP Ride Rocket, yes. Enchanted Vids, Hulk. Mark, PJF 85 Incredible Hulk. Mitch Crease with the Hulk. Hulk Coaster at Islands of Adventure. Right. Do you know what? I forgot to start a poll. Let's quickly just get one going. Okay, so we've got Hulk and we got Rip Ride Rocket. Okay, the poll's beginning. Your turn to vote. It's about to start. Here we go. I think this one is going to be I think it's a slam dunk, but I don't know. Hey, do you know what? Enchanted Vids say it's a classic. I'm thinking you did say the Hulk. I'll kind of just I was getting a question which one you were referring to. I want to know which one wins. I tell you what. Okay, you got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're closing that poll. That one is an absolute slam dunk for the Hulk. No surprises there. The Hulk was always going to defeat Rip Ride Rocket. Really, wasn't it? Am I right in saying that? I think so. Okay, all right. Are you ready for number 2? I hope so. Here we go. We have Velocicoaster versus Revenge of the Mummy. Wow. Okay. So, what do you think? What's going to be for you? Is it just is Velocicoaster just going to cruise it? Or is it going to be Revenge of the Mummy? You got to let me know. At the moment, Velocicoaster's kind of walking it right now. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't pretend this one's close. I don't think we've ever had 100%er. Is this going to be 100% for Velocicoaster? If you love the Mummy, now's your chance to talk, because right now it's getting pasted. Let's see. All right, you've got 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's closed. And Velocicoaster wins with 100% 5% of the vote. That is absolutely mad. Okay. We're cruising through these. All right. So it's round number 3. Are you ready for round number 3? Okay, here we go. We have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey versus Escape from Gringotts. Okay. We got Potter v Potter. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Are we gonna have another? Well, I mean, we know it's gonna be Potter that wins this one. It's gonna be, but are we gonna have another 100%er? Let's see. Mitch is abstaining. Why are you abstaining, Mitch? Too tough to decide? You don't want to hurt either one's feelings? Or what is it? You tell me. You tell me. Oh. Enchanted Bits, yeah. Harry, when you say Harry Potter Enchanted Bits, I'm assuming you're talking about Forbidden Journey, but we'll see. Mitch Chris is neither an option. Woo! Wow. I'm not sure that is an option. Where are we sitting at the moment? At the moment it's 50-50. That means your vote, if you've not voted yet, your vote could be the one that makes a difference. You tell me. What's it gonna be? It keeps flipping. My God, it keeps flipping. Woo! Enchanted Vids is suggesting one for next week. I'll tell you what, Enchanted Vids. Transformers versus Spider-Man. That's a great shout. I'm going to do that one. I'll do that one next week. You have my word. Okay? In fact, I'm screenshotting it right now. There it is. It's locked in. Okay. I'm closing this one. I'm closing this one. You've got a few seconds now. You got a few seconds to make a difference. Otherwise, this one's ending. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one is ending on 50-50. I'm trying to actually end this. Oh, there we go. Did that end the poll? I think it did. It ended with 50-50 on that one, which is absolutely astounding. Right. Okay. Right. Time for the next round. We have E.T. versus The Secret Life of Pets. What are you going to choose? Where do your allegiances lie? Is it with our little friend in the bicycle basket? Or do you like getting packed off in a box? Some pet adoption action. Secret Life of Pets. Which, interestingly, the acronym for is SLOP. So, now's your chance to get in your votes. Quick. Ronnie he's flipping on what he thought for the green light. He thinks it might be October now. Right. Okay, right. We are starting to get our votes in now. ET is currently well in the lead, but Secret Life of Pets is closing the gap. We've got ET on 62% and Secret Life of Pets on 38%. Now, where will this one end? Let us see. Oh, ET's just pulled a little bit further ahead now. We've got ET on 70% and Secret Life of Pets on 30%. This is a tough one, you know, because ET is beloved. It's a beloved and classic attraction, but the Secret Life of Pets ride, you haven't looked up a POV if you've not ridden it. Well worth a look, because it's a real throwback to those practical effects rides that we all love and that we missed, because there has been, over the last 10-15 years, a real move towards lots of screens everywhere. In fact, we just covered the Forbidden Journey, which, whew, screens. However, Secret Life of Pets does have some screens in. It's got some projection stuff going on, but it's a very practical ride. 2 practical dark rides head to head. One very old school, one quite new. Woo! Let's have a look. Right, we've got some comments going on as well. We've got Enchanted Viz ET. I remember when I first went to Universal way back in 2002. I rode that, and afterwards the Back to the Future ride, which sadly they replaced with The Simpsons. I know. I'll be honest. Those 2 rides, Back to the Future being replaced by The Simpsons, it's part of my inspiration behind this little game that we're playing now. Alright, One Shot Motorsport, Secret Life of Pets Road System. Oh, here we go, 3, 2, 1, and ET takes it with 70%. 70% there. Alright, final round. If you haven't started voting yet, now's your chance. You don't want to miss out. Here we go. We've got King Kong Skull Island versus Jaws. Rest in peace. Okay, so what's it going to be? Is it going to be Jaws? Or is it going to be the new Pretender? I say new. It's been around for a while now. We got King Kong Skull Island and we have Jaws. What's it going to be? Let's start the poll. This is round number 5. It's your last chance. Kong, Jaws, who wins? You decide. Let me know what it's going to be. And Enchanted Viz, don't worry about your spelling. Mine is just as bad. Ever since autocorrect, I can't spell a word. Okay, what's it going to be at the moment? At the moment, Jaws is running away with it. Bruce, swimming away with it, I suppose. He's sticking up his fin to old banana breath in Kong. What we got? I want to see it. We've got some votes in at the moment. It's 100%, which is blowing my mind. Let's see, though. Let's see where this goes, huh? Jaws may have been cheesy, but it's a classic attraction. I remember the smell of the smoke. Not sure if it was diesel, but there was something about the smell like burning. You're right. Yeah, it was. It was like that petroleum we just let float on the water and then they ignited it. Beautiful. All right. Doing. Now's your chance. Now's your chance. Get in there if you've not already. I'm closing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. It's another 100%er. Wow. The Cranky Collector, by the way, is thinking of going to Universal Japan within the next couple of years so that you can ride Jaws again. That's right. If you do love a bit of Bruce, get yourself on a plane. Get yourself to Osaka right now. And you can have a ride. Wow. I think there were some ones there which were really close. Ones that we couldn't put a hair between. And there were some which were 100%. So just as a rundown, we had Jaws coming out on top of Kong. We had E.T. edging The Secret Life of Pets. We had 50-50 with Forbidden Journey and The Escape from Gringotts. We had Velocicoaster beasting The Mummy, 100%. And Hulk, 83%. Rip Ride Rocket, 16%. No loss. No sentimentality and death for Rip Ride Rocket there. I suppose it is what it is. Move over onto the next. I think it's time for our next episode of Yeah, sorry, there was a bit of music going on all at the same time there. That was quite unpleasant on the ears, but thank you for bearing with. Right, we have our next term for you to guess. I hope you are ready. I hope you are strapped in and prepared. If not, now's the time to warm up your fingers because you're going to be needed in the chat. to get the first guess, the first correct guess. This is our medium difficulty one, so I hope you're ready for it. Okay, I want the definition for B mode. B mode. That is the letter B hyphen mode. B mode. Give me the definition, please, of B mode in the chat. The first, anyway, but the first person will get extra cred from me. So, Mitch Crease, Poseidon's Fury. Okay, I want some. Yes, Poseidon's Fury was in relation to Enchanted Abyss. While you're getting in there, Enchanted Abyss asking, I want to ask a question. In Universal Islands of Adventure, there was a ride, and I can't remember the name of it. There's a tunnel with water circling around it. I think it was Fire and Ice. Yes, it was Poseidon's Fury. It was that. Now, if you haven't, look up an old POV for that. It's legendary. And a very sad thing that it's gone and gone forever. There is actually a little bit of a kind of a documentary, you might be able to find it somewhere on YouTube, about how they made that water cascade around you as you walk through it. Absolutely insane. Lisa Bourne is first with the guess. When a ride is running an alternate layout. Ollie J. If a mode fails, B mode is the alternative mode. Very good. Mitch Crease. An alternate show if an animatronic is broken down. Can involve a screen replacing the animatronic. Very succinct. Charlie is saying a version that allows rides to continue running on an alternate setting when one animatronic's not working, saves shutting the whole ride down. B mode on a ride, bodge it and hope nobody notices. That's from Project Universal. Absolutely fantastic guesses there. I'm actually going to give the credit to two people. I'm going to give it to Mitch and to Charlie. Their definitions were, it was like you pulled it from a dictionary. It was absolutely spectacular, and I'm a big fan for that. So absolute top rate. So a good example of that would be, actually, let me see if I can find an example of it. B mode for the most famous is for Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios and at Disneyland. Obviously Disney properties, but here we go. Let me see if I can kind of get these up on the screen for you so you can actually kind of witness this with me. We'll see if my internet can cope pulling and pushing at the same time. My goodness.
Hello and welcome to the Disney.
Right, thank you very much. So the bit I think which is going to be interesting will be, here we go. We've got a and B visualization here. So we've got an A mode and we got a B mode. This is an opportunity. So in this instance, it looks like there's a slightly different path taken by that trackless dark ride vehicle. Here we go. That bit looks relatively same. Let's see if we can get to the bit which is most famous for having the B mode. Is it down here? It's quite near the end. Here we are. Okay. So here, right. So you see here we've got the oh my god, I can't remember his name here, which is shocking. It's been a long day. But here we see the animatronic. When it's working, that's A mode. When it's not, then no animatronic. So you have kind of a little bit of a screen experience instead. So there you go. You can see the animatronic there in its full glory. Oh my god, look, all of that going on. And B mode, and we just don't have any of that. Okay, So it's basically like a version of the ride that they can run, which allows them to keep the ride running. Right, Kylo Ren, thank you so much for putting me out of my misery there. In charge of its Mission Space has a chicken out version or an intense version. Yeah, absolutely right. Mitch Griggs, yeah, the cannons. Yeah. So yeah, Rise of the Resistance used to be this situation where you would almost kind of dance around the cannons as they'd kind of recoil. That don't happen anymore. Yeah, Lee Spore, another example. Navi River Journey, animatronic and B mode. Yeah, I believe, because my mother-in-law and her partner out there right now, I believe it's currently the animatronic on Navi River Journey is currently operational, but hey, you know, these things are they're always in a state of flux, and as rides get more complicated, as the technology behind them gets more involved, it's natural that they're going to these B modes are going to become more and more commonplace. And I imagine there's been a lot of B mode action going on with some of the dark rides over at Epic Universe, because do you know what? Those rides are super complicated, and they can't afford every time something goes wrong to just kind of shut the whole thing down, right? Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do one last doozy thesaurus. So let's hit it. Come on. All right, here we go. It's our last one, so make sure you're getting into the chat. We have the final term that you need to define. And now this one isn't actually a strictly universal one. This one harks back to one of the earlier Disney attractions. So I want to know what an omni-mover is. An omni-mover. O-M-N-I-M-O-V-E-R. Spelling B-A-S-R. Omni-mover. What is an omni-mover? You let me know in the chat what an omni-mover is. I want to know. And whilst you're having your guesses, I will get you up the quintessential omni-mover. Okay. Hit me in the chat. I want to see it. How and what is an omni-mover? I'll give you a clue. Oh, wait, Mitch is in there first before I had to give a clue. Right, come on, everyone. Let me know what your suggestions are. I need to know. I need to know. Now. Come on, hit me with it. I want to know. Do you know? Do you know? Right, Mitch Crease's guess is it's a continuous ride system train of individual pods. Yes. In Chancey Vids, it used to be called the People Mover. It's first introduced at Disneyland Anaheim has since become a classic. Interesting. Bulgaria is a legend. This one, the ride vehicle constantly moves through like Haunted Mansion. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, let's have a little look. Okay. Okay, right. So now we have the wonderful people. Let me just see if I can find a clip of it. I'm just waiting for my there we go. All right, so you're absolutely right. Whoever did say the Haunted Mansion as being an example, you are absolutely correct. It is effectively like a continuous, like a loop of ride vehicles that are connected to each other, that are constantly moving around. All right, constantly, right? So Mitch, absolutely correct. Charlie, a ride system that continuously moves doesn't stop for loading. Yes, you are right, but there are actually some other ride systems that do that aren't omni-movers. So get you on a bit of a technicality there. Leasebond says it's a ride vehicle that constantly moves through, like the Haunted Mansion. Yes, that is the quintessential implementation of it. The Cranky Collector has a 50-second delay for some reason. I'm going to blame YouTube, but it could very well be my internet, so apologies. The whole thing was spoiled because you got the answer before you got the question. But the answer was, and do you know what? Mitch is going to get he's going to get the point this time around. Not that there are points yet, as I said. Rolling that one out, hopefully in time for next week's live, where you'll see, not only will you see your comments appear on the video just over here, boop, 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 they get pop in there. We'll be actually able to pop some of those out down here, and I'll be able to we'll be able to talk about those questions with that question actually there, but we'll also be able to have leaderboards. Now, the way those are going to work, I'll be able to just give you a little bit of a peek behind the scenes here, is basically what we're going to do is every time when you make your first chat comment, you're going to get 10 points. And for every comment that you make after that, you'll get a point. Fine, great. But what will also be good is if when you give a correct answer or when you vote, you're going to get some bonus points. Now, that's going to be fun. You'll have a leaderboard. We'll have a bit of a competition every single time we run a live. That's going to be great. But what we're also going to do is we're going to keep all of the results from each week, and there will be a running total, a running leaderboard. So we will have a kind of an overall leaderboard, and we'll have a per stream leaderboard as well. It's pretty much all done and working. And I was actually hoping that I'll be able to roll out a version of it in this live. However, when testing it last night, I actually rate limited myself on YouTube's data API. So that was a kind of painful. So yes. Yeah, Mitch, the internet is straining under the bandwidth needs of this stream. Oh, it absolutely is. The whole internet's crashing because of what's happening right here. But no, one thing I would love to pull out, Enchanted Vids, it's nice to see so many enthusiasts in this room. I'll be honest, that's what I want to create. I want to create a fun place where we can just have a bit of a laugh. We can all get together. We can have a chat. It's a safe place for us all to have a difference of opinion. Look, if some of you, and there are some of you that prefer Rip Ride Rocket to, what was it? Was it Velocicoaster? No, it was the Hulk. It was the Hulk. No, that would have been a slam dunk. But there were some people that were championing Rip Ride Rocket. And do you know what? It's a safe place. We can all do these things. We can all represent what we want to represent right here. Anyway, look, the internet has been absolutely appalling, and to boot, YouTube's been chonky as well. So thank you all so much for bearing with all of the silliness, all of the crazy technical nonsense that we've been having to battle with tonight. I really appreciate you sticking with it. It's been amazing. Thank you. And we are going to be coming back with a bang next Thursday without the internet problems, without YouTube being stupid, and hopefully with some excellent new features that we can all play together. So thank you so much. God bless you. Take care. And I will see you on here very soon. See you later. Take care. Bye, 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 bye.